Yo, what up guys, YuGiOh here, and we're back with another structure deck. So this is another contestant for the structure deck tournament, and that is the Emperor of Darkness. So this is another old structure deck, but I think this one, I feel like it had a lot of impact on kind of like tournament play, because at one point Monarchs were very strong, and we're going to take a visit back to Monarchs, and I'm doing that because I have a feeling that one of the Monarch's best card is going to come back in some way. Maybe coming back to 2 or 3, but right now it is locked at 1, and that is Pantheism of the Monarchs. So I'll go into it once I open up this box, and I'll show you some of the cards. So for now, make sure you guys are subscribed. You don't want to be missing out any of the videos. Tons of unboxings, decks, deck profiles, gameplay. I mean, I'm just going to show you guys all. So let's just get right into this. So we got Emperor of Darkness. So if you haven't played Monarchs before, Monarchs have a lot to do with tribute summoning, and I think this one came out somewhere around 2015, I want to say. Can't quite remember the date. Maybe it's on here somewhere. Nope. Okay, it's not, but this is a first edition version. I think the unlimited editions came out not too long ago. So if you guys want this, go for it. But this one is one of the more expensive structure decks, going around $15 from what I've seen. I don't think I found one for 10, what they're usually at. It might even be 20, maybe for like the first editions they were 20. Here we go. Alright, of course, with any structure deck we are going to get our beginner's guide. Don't know how to play? Well, here you go. You're going to learn from the structure deck. And then we also have our little 2-in-1 game mat and kind of guide for playing the deck. And also a bit of a advertisement with the other stuff that I have. So here is our little guidebook for doing what we do. Oh yeah, it's great. We won't need it. I got the gist of it. Oh, I didn't show the other side though. Here we are with the play mat, as you could call it. It is paper though, but this is a very nice one. We got Ether on one side and Erebus on the other. Pretty good cards actually. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. Prime condition. First edition 2. Alright, we are back. That took quite a while. Did not have my scissors on me, so I had to go get them. And the structure that did not have the little flaps that they leave open for opening the package. But here we go. Our first card, Ether, the Heavenly Monarch. This is a very good card. Typically you would only play maybe 1 or 2 of Ether. I think usually don't play 3, but good for a reason. So let's read this. So you can tribute summon this card by tributing 1 tribute summon monster. So if you tribute summoned a monster beforehand, you can just use 1 monster to tribute summon this monster, and it usually requires 2. So if this card is tribute summoned, you can send 2 monarch spell traps with different names from your hand or deck to the graveyard. And if you do special summon 1 monster with 2400 or more attack and 1000 defense from your deck, but return it to your hand during the end phase. During your opponent's main phase, if this card is in your hand, you can banish 1 monarch spell trap from your graveyard. Immediately after this effect resolves, tribute summon this card. So as you can see, it has kind of a what do you call it? Kind of like a way for it to keep bringing itself back, which is always nice. But the best part is that first effect, by being able to special summon 1 monster with 2400 attack or more, 1000 defense. Literally, like, every monarch is 2400 attack and 1000 defense. So, I mean, you can special summon any monarch, and some monarchs are very good. Like one in particular that's not in this structure deck is Kuraz. You can destroy 2 cards on the field. It's really good. I mean, this is a you just go for it. And then you could also make it work as a quick effect by tribute summoning this on using the second effect. So this can be used on your opponent's turn. So that's why Ether is good. So that's our first monarch, first good monarch. Then we also have Erebus, the underworld monarch, the other great one, the big boy. So first part, it's got the same thing. You can use one tribute summon a monster for a tribute summon, and then same kind of idea, but you can send 2 monarch spell traps with different names from your hand or deck to the graveyard. And if you do, shuffle 1 card from your opponent's hand, graveyard, or their side of the field into the deck. Once per turn during either player's main phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can discard 1 spell or trap card, monarch spell trap, then target 1 monster in your graveyard with 2400 or more attack and 1000 defense added to your hand. So I really like these monarchs where like they have a good effect in the grave, and you got some pretty beefy attack, and that first effect is very nice because you get the choice of making them give up something on their hand, or their field, or just their say graveyard. Yeah, they shuffle 1 from their hand at random, graveyard, or the side of the field into their deck. So it's non-destructive. It's very nice. It is also non-targeting. Another plus right there. So you can make your opponent, lose some advantage, or just get rid of some pesky cards that you can't really beat over. So these are pretty vital cards. They, make monarchs work pretty well. Next we have YuGiOh. So I'm going to need to talk about these two in conjunction with together because they work together pretty well. So let's talk about, I think Addict we'll talk about first. So Addict, the Heavenly Squire. So this card is normal or special summon. You can special summon 1 monster with 800 attack and 1000 defense from your deck in defense mode. And all the kind of like squires for the monarchs, they are all that stat. Also, you can have special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, but that's okay. Monarchs aren't extra deck users. So let's see. So if this card is sent to the grave, you can target 1 of your banished monarch spell traps and add it to your hand. They'll come in handy later. So with this, you can special summon another monster that's 800 attack and 1000 defense. Well, that's where YuGiOh, the underworld squire, comes in. So this card is normal or special summoned. During your main phase this turn, you can tribute summon 1 monster in addition to your normal summon. So it stands here, you summon Addict, you get special summon YuGiOh, and then you can make another normal summon, a normal tribute summon. And that's where these guys come in, where you can get these guys out, just like that. So you can kind of see where the synergy with this card comes in, and how these two, if you're playing a Monarch deck, these are pretty much must-haves for making this deck work. And that's not it, it's got another effect too. So you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 monster with 800 attack and 1000 defense in your graveyard, except YuGiOh. Special summon it in defense mode. Then you're locked into not special summoning monsters from the extra deck. So as you can see there, even the turn later, you can use the same effect again. You have multiple Addicts, you have multiple YuGiOhs. So if you get these both in the grave, you can banish this, special summon Addict, and then you get the effect to special summon YuGiOhs from the deck again. And then more tribute summon fodder. That's just great. These two are must-haves. These guys are 3-ofs when you can. Then next, one of the cards that made Monarchs work completely. Pantheism of the Monarchs. Now this is the card where I was talking about, where it is limited to 1 right now, and I get the good feeling that we're going to see it come back to 2 or 3. Hopefully 3. Then we'll actually see Monarch play again. But let's see what this card does. So send 1 Monarch spell trap from your hand to the grave, draw 2. So right there, that's already like a kind of like trade-in, but for Monarch spells or traps. But there's more. You can banish this card from your grave, reveal 3 Monarch spell traps from your deck. Your opponent chooses 1 for you to add to your hand, and you shuffle the rest back into the deck. So you're saying this card and another card to draw 2. So you're going pretty neutral there. But then you can banish this card to get pretty much any spell, monarch spell or trap for free, because it doesn't say different names. It just says 3 monarch spell or traps. So if you have a certain spell you want and you don't have it yet, you reveal 3, you're gonna get it for free. So, and then you're +1 after that. Great. And you can get Pantheism back using Adia's second effect to target one of the banished monarch spell traps and add it to the hand. So you're getting monarchs, Pantheism and the monarchs back and forth, and right there, that is tons of value, which is those cards. So when this card comes back to 3 or 2, you were playing the max amount. Next we have Caius, the Shadow Monarch. This is pretty good. Got banishing removal. I can see it having use if you do not have, you know, Kuraz or something like that. Zaborg, the Thunder Monarch. Straight up destruction, nothing much to say there, honestly. Grand Marg, the Rock Monarch. A bit more specific with set cards to destroy, but I mean, it's pretty good. Well, for back then at least. Right now, it's probably not one you would probably play. Mobius, the Frost Monarch. This one I could see having some use for some, you know, back row destruction. Being able to target 2 spell traps. Not bad. That's Talos, the Firestorm Monarch. In this day and age, this could be good and it could be bad, because I mean, most cards want to be in the grave now, so this might be a bad thing, but you know, you can see the use, right? This one's good too, because it is also another removal card, but non-destructive. It just goes straight to the top of the deck. Good. So then we have some of the Vassals. I'm pretty sure the most useful Vassal here has to be Mithra. So I'll go talk about Mithra first. So Mithra is good because you can special summon Mithra. Let's see here. If this card is in your hand, you can activate this effect. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn. Also, special summon this card. And if you do, special summon 1 Vassal token to your opponent's side of the field in defense. And if this card is tributed for a tribute summon, you can activate this effect. You can tribute summon 1 monster during your main phase this turn, in addition to your normal set summon this turn. So right there, boom. You're gonna get tons of value. Actually, Mithra alone can help you get to these 2 tribute monsters pretty quickly. But this card is good because it has no requirement for special summoning itself. Most of these other ones, you have to fulfill some kind of requirement to be able to special summon. So that's why Mithra, I feel like, works the best right now. Definitely good. Lucius, the Shadow Vassal. This one can be alright, but it doesn't really have any like right away use, which is probably the biggest thing with Monarchs. Monarchs need to get started somehow, and Lucius does not help with that. Same with Landrobi. The requirement is targeting 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, and that is sometimes not always going to happen. And I feel like Monarchs like going first anyway, so you might want to be careful. So same with all of these. Monarchs like going first, and all these require you to already have something out, or for your opponent to already have something out. Illusory Snatcher. There's no point really playing this. I mean, it's an extra body on the field, but it doesn't really do much besides that. Tragodia. You have a lot of cards in your hand, most likely, so this can have some use. Dandelion, currently banned, but if it was not banned, this card would be played 100%. Mathematician, it's got some pretty good use actually. You can send your Eidos to the grave for you to be able to start special summoning Adia and Eidos. Not bad. Level Eater, no reason to play this. There's another card that does the same job but better. Battle Fader, if you have the need to use Battle Fader, you could probably use some other card that prevents you from getting in that situation. So there's that. Rainbow Karibo, same thing. I mean, you shouldn't be in that position to begin with. Domain of the True Monarchs. This is where monarchs really shine. So it's a field spell. So while you have no cards in your extra deck, and you're the only player that controls a tribute summon monster, your opponent cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. So that right there, that's all. That effect alone is already really good. It's just a field spell, and you are gonna have a tribute summon monster on the field. So your opponent is locked out of their extra deck, just like that. And there's more. So your monarchs get a little 800 attack boost for attacking, and once per turn, you can reduce the level of one monster with 2800 attack and 1000 defense in your hand by 2 until the end of this turn. So you know what that means? That means you can combo off with Erebus and Ether, just like that. You're gonna be able to reduce it by 2 to make it only one tribute summon needed, or one tribute needed. So that's just amazing. Just a little bonus for Domain. March of the Monarchs. So this one is alright for kind of protecting your monarchs. Not much else to say about that. So, cannot be targeted by or destroyed by card effects, so that's pretty good. Return of the Monarchs is a way for your monarchs for you to get more monarchs in your hand while you use your current monarchs in your hand. It's pretty much just adding specific monarchs to your hand. Not bad. Monarch Storeforth. This is a pretty good card for dealing with your opponent's board. You'd be able to tribute summon their monster. Tribute their monster for a tribute summon. So that's pretty much straight up what it is. And it only has a restriction of not using the extra deck, which, that's the whole Monarchs kind of gimmick, is not using the extra deck. So boom, a better, was it Soul Exchange, I think it was? Better version of that. Strike of the Monarchs. This one is, I guess, just for kind of drawing one. I guess it lets you change the attribute of all the monsters on the field. It might have some use, but I'm gonna doubt it. Tenacity of the Monarchs, a good searching card for you. Being able to take any specific monarch to your hand. Or monarch spell or trap, my bad. You reveal a monarch to take a spell or trap to your hand. So, Pantheism, of course. Soul Exchange, not much else to say. Using your opponent's monster to tribute summon. Enemy controller pretty much has, kind of the same idea. You can control a monster, tribute it, and they're off the board. Dice Foon, I would not bet on using this card for spell removal, so don't count on that. Soul Charge is sadly banned, but it would be very good. Prime Monarchs is really weird in that it's a trap monster, so its first effect actually I feel like isn't too valuable, but the second effect is very good, where you can banish a monarch spell or trap from the graveyard to special summon this card. And this card becomes a monster on the field for you to tribute summon. See the idea here? It does get, I think, nope, just goes back to the grave right after that. It's pretty good actually. Prime Monarch, not much else to say about that. First Monarch has kind of the same idea, but kind of switched around. So the special summon this card is an effect monster. This card is also treated as a trap card. If summon this way, you can discard one card, then declare one attribute. This card becomes that attribute. It can be treated as 2 tributes for the tribute summon of a monster with the same attribute. If this card was summoned this way, you cannot special summon monsters except monsters with this attribute. And some of these cards have, I guess it's more the Mega Monarchs, that's who they are. The Mega Monarchs aren't in the structure deck, but this would probably work pretty well with them getting the extra effect. Escalation of the Monarchs, you typically won't use this card, but it is nice interruption for certain cards to destroy with your monarchs. This card just gonna read it to you guys. If you have no cards in your extra deck, target one face-up tribute summon monster you control. Its effects are negated. Also, it is unaffected by the effects of other cards other than this card. So pretty much just makes it immune to everything except battle. It can die by battle. The Monarchs Erupts. Now this one is a pretty hard stun card. So this negates the effect of all monsters on the field except tribute summon monsters, and most decks do not tribute summon now, so Monarchs got this for free. Free skill drain, no downsides to you, honestly. And let's see. So activation, you can just activate this right away as soon as you tribute summon, as long as you set this the turn before. And it doesn't go away until your end phase, so that means if you lose all your monsters, you still have a chance to bring out a tribute summon monster again to keep this effect alive. So this is very good. By order of the Emperor, there's a better cards than this. I probably wouldn't use this one. Pinpoint Guard. Special summoning. It can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, so this one's gonna be alright. I mean, I can see you getting like a Dia or YuGiOh out. Not bad. And then token. We have a token for our Vassals, all of them. But as you guys can see here, Monarchs are a pretty solid deck archetype. These two very good. Awesome cards. And then we have Pantheism, a must-have. Meteor is really good. I would recommend using that one. These other ones I'm not too sure about using. Erebus and Ether, for sure. Tenacity is a good one to use, so Stoneforth. Return you might use. Domain for sure you want to use. You could use Soul Exchange, but probably won't need to. Prime Monarch is really good too. And Monarchs Erupts is pretty crucial. But Monarchs Erupt can backfire in some instances, so you might want to watch out with that one. So these are the main cards you want to stick with for Monarchs. Just get tons of mileage off of these. I mean, just Monarchs are a very controlling deck. Being able to just control the board, making sure your opponent does nothing and can't do anything about it. Got some pretty cool looking cards too. Really like Monarchs. Look at that. Oh yeah. Erebus? Erebus is a cool boss monster. Really gotta appreciate this artwork. Then the squires, I like that. I like that little detail. So that is it, guys, for the Emperor of Darkness structure deck. So make sure you guys like the video. If you like it, make sure you are subscribed too to catch all the videos. So I mean, and if Monarchs interest you, then you might want to start grabbing them now, because I feel like the floodgate will open for them. So that's gonna do it. So hope to see you guys later. Peace.